Morning Stampers, it's another Maker Mornings with Meg video in the LovenStamps studio. So thank you for joining me for this tour project idea. And today we're going to use the Darling Donkey stamp set, which is of course one of the items that you can get for free. La la la. So that's like the fancy music. You can provide your own fancy music if you want. But I'm going to show you a layout that uses Darling Donkeys as well as the You Are Amazing set, which is goes with a kit that is in the main catalog, but you don't have to have the kit if you don't want to do the card kit to make that, to use that stamp set. You can use it with anything because it is a great one. And I love the little celebration donkey. This guy right here, he makes me happy. He's like kicking up his heels and having a good time. So let's get you guys tuned down here and I will show you our project. So the paper that I'm using is also from the Sale-a-bration catalog. It is the ombre paper and it is right after Darling Donkeys. So here the donkeys were there, ombre papers here. And it is a full 6x6 pack of paper. So you get all this paper included here. And on one side, it's all pink and purple. And on the other side, it is all Grand Apple Green and Bermuda Bay. And so, did I get that right? Bermuda Bay, Blackberry Bliss, Grand Apple Green, and Rococo Rose are the four colors. And so each sheet, some of the sheets are the dotted papers like this, and some of the sheets are the non-dotted papers, just the plain page. So I'm going to use the plain page, and I'll show you some other samples of this too as we go along. But I have our donkey here. I have a stitched circle shape from my Stitch Shapes dies, and I am going to go ahead and get this out of the way. I'll come back to talking about our paper. I'm going to go ahead and stamp our donkey because he is too cute and I got excited about that idea. Okay, now I'll bring my paper back. So we're going to use a smoky slate card base because this is the color of the donkey that we're going to do. So we're going to color him with Stampin Blends. So this is going to be a good Stampin Blends tutorial if you're looking for ideas there. And like I said with the ombre paper, it goes from light to dark across the paper. And so what you can do is cut your paper to use the parts that you want. So I want to have sort of this darkest color here at the bottom, graded towards the light at the top. And then because this is a 6x6 paper, I cut off 1/2 inch from my 4-inch wide strip. And I'm gonna use that one up here. And it's gonna be a nice contrast further up because it's the ombre card, okay? All right, so you know what? We can go ahead and stick this down. I'm gonna use my seal. Remember to keep on rolling with your seal so that you can have that roll right around and then be ready to use on the next time you pick it up, it'll be all ready. Okay, and then I'm gonna trim our paper and I am going to, let's see, I'm gonna trim it about like this. And you know what? I'm not gonna stick it down yet because I think we're gonna add a kind of fun surprise here. So we have our donkey here and I am going to color him. So what I'm gonna do is start with my smoky slate and I am going to, this is the lighter of the two colors. These come in pairs. And I'm gonna give him a once over here. If you're currying our donkey, you would give him a light once over. All right. I always loved horses when I was a kid. I was all about the working for paid. And actually when I was in college, I traded stable work for horseback riding lessons. It was kind of fun. Okay, so we have our donkey there. And then I'm gonna go back with the darker of the two and I'm just gonna give him a real light brush around his tummy, under where his leg is. The one in the back will be hidden, so it'll be darker. And then sort of once around his tail. And I'll show you some other examples of how you can color him. So there are lots of choices here, of course, okay? And of course, behind here, his other ear would be shaded. And that contrast, oh, perhaps you'd like to see that up close. That contrast is pretty stark. So what I'm gonna do is go back with my lighter marker and I'm going to blend it just a tiny bit at the intersection between those two colors. You probably heard me talk about this before. There we go. Okay, and so that is going to kind of soften that contrast there. All right, see how we have our shaded donkey now. He's got some some shading. His back leg should be shaded here at the top a little. Honestly, it's pretty flexible. Let me grab these other 2 cards. Where'd they go? Some different kind of ways to color. This is a card made by Ramona Simpson, and she didn't color the whole donkey. She just kind of went around the edges and gave him some color, which is a great way to add the suggestion of color without having to get the whole guy colored. And then this card is by Mary McNeely, and she used our donkey friend, and she just did 1 swipe of color, there you can see, along the back of him to kind of show the distance, which is great for this one where his whole body is pointing away from you. So both good ideas. All right, and then we need to give him some ground. So I'm gonna go with the Granny Apple Green Light. And hold on, I gotta do it this way so I can get the ground line in correctly. There we go. All right, can't really tell horizontal from upside down. It's funny, you should try coloring upside down sometime and see what you think. So I'm gonna go a little darker kind of around his paws, I almost said, his hooves, just because that would be darker. And then his ears, I want to give some color here inside his ears. So I'm gonna grab that Flirty Flamingo for just a teeny touch of color. And I think I'm gonna take the Smoky Slate back and I'm gonna do a real quick color over his muzzle to give that just a little bit of color, but not so dark. Okay. All right, so here we have our donkey. We're gonna take him and he's going to get mounted on here. Oh my gosh, why did I mount my green paper? I get so excited about these steps and realize I totally skipped one over. I think that I used Seal Plus on that. Oh, okay, all right. It's a great opportunity for a lesson. So if I take this paper and I peel it up like this, it's gonna break all the fibers in this paper and it's gonna leave a mark that the paper will always look like it's been pulled up, rolled back, okay? So here's what you do. Instead of, it's a good thing I use Seal instead of Seal Plus. Instead of peeling back, instead of peeling this way, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pull. So I'm pulling pressure this direction. And as I do that, it's not damaging the cardstock and it's not damaging the paper, it's shearing the adhesive, okay? And if you have a smaller item, shearing in a circle, or you get to the end, the best way to do this is to shear in a circle, and it just works right off there, okay? Whew, all right, I dodged a bullet there. So I'm gonna go ahead and put something under here, I think this paper backing, which is gonna make a little mess, but it'll be okay, because I wanna be able to peel this up again. So I have my paper, it's gonna face this direction, and I'm gonna come in here with the You Are Amazing set that I promised. And I'm gonna use my basic gray pad, the darker of the 2 grays again. And I am going to, well, okay. Sorry, my stamp is mounted crooked, so I was just checking it. That's okay, my paper is mounted crooked. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and add some greetings on this, and I'm gonna overlap the edge, okay? Which is gonna make a terrible mess of my plastic. So I'll show you how I'm gonna clean that actually with a chamois. It'll be very fancy. And I know that my donkey guy is gonna go here. So I'm kind of gonna look at where I'm placing things so that I don't get a mess. And oh, look at that. I have some weirdness on my ink pad. What is that? Piece of paper, cardstock or something. Good thing it's on my R underneath where it's gonna get covered. I'm kind of lucked out there. All right, and then I'm gonna add one up here so that they're not all in line. And I'm gonna go back with a star image and I'm gonna fill in some of the spaces in between with the stars. Okay, so now we've got that kind of all set. I'm gonna gently, hopefully, oh, remember what I just said about, okay, it stuck more to the plastic. I should have known that. I always say when things stick to plastic. Okay. So first things first, we don't want to get our ink everywhere. So what I'm going to do is take my chamois and I'm just going to wipe the ink off and check out how slick that is. Here you can see right up here, all I have to do is wipe across there. And this is like the ink magnet. It just pulls it right off. Okay, so now I don't have to worry about getting that ink everywhere, but I should know better because adhesive stuck to plastic is like super glue. Okay, again, I'm pulling this direction. Gosh, we're learning so much this morning, aren't we? Okay, whew, disaster averted. All right, and then I'm just gonna put some fresh adhesive on here so that I make sure that this stays. Okay, well, that was an adventure. There's always adventures in crafting, right? But we saved it. Da-da-da-da-da. We need some Superman music. All right, so then our donkey paper is gonna go like this, but I felt like he needed just a little bit more excitement here. So I wanted to add some glitz, and we have two choices here for glitz. And I just realized there's no purple sheets here. Oh, there's a little bit. Okay, this is the acetate sheets that are part of the Hydrangea Hill collection. They come in this pretty purple, they come in this pink, and on the back of everyone is silver, okay? So you're thinking, yay, the silver goes much better than pink and purple with our donkey. Or I could use the Golden Garden Designer Specialty Paper, which matches the Fine Art Floral. It is absolutely beautiful. Check out those flowers. This pattern, actually this pattern, is the exact same as what's in the Fine Art Floral Designer Series paper, so you can lay this gold sheet over it and have the gold accents on your flowers. It's beautiful. Or maybe it's this one. Well, one of the two anyway, you'll check it out. Or maybe two different ones. Or there's also this pattern that's included, and you might be thinking gold doesn't go. Good news, the back of the gold is silver. So let's see, I think I've cut a piece already for myself. I just cut it to 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. So we're gonna go with the acetate here and pop this over. So I'm gonna do silver first, then our strip, and I'm gonna use our Seal Plus. It doesn't matter that the adhesive is gonna show through a little bit because we're gonna cover that up with our donkey. I'm gonna get that straight, layer it on there, and then I'm gonna come back with my Stampin' Dimensionals and pop these on. Now, if you're wondering why I also have Bermuda Bay blends here, I'm gonna show you another card, and I think we're gonna do a this or that moment. So you'll have to tell me which one you like better. All right, so I got that layered there, and then I'm gonna come back with my circle and add some dimensionals here. I don't know if there's room for one at the bottom, and I don't really want it to pop up, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. And there is our grass line with our donkey, our darling donkey kicking up his heels. Yay, hip hip hooray, 3 cheers for you. Okay, on the inside though, this image right here is super fab. And so we're gonna add that to our card too. And so I'm gonna take this, and I think we're gonna do the green to match. So I'm gonna grab my Granny Apple Green, and when I first inked this, it has a big open spot in the center. I'm gonna kind of emphasize that. I'm gonna leave it. There we go. Okay, so I can see that it's inked that way. If you wanna, make sure you ink the whole thing, you can. But I'm gonna go ahead and leave it like that because whoa! Whew, that was almost everywhere. All right, it hit the floor block side down, stamp side up. All right, and then I was trying to keep it off my jeans. Then I'm gonna take the You Are Amazing and stamp it over the top. So now we have kind of a fun thing highlight on the word amazing. So I might next time stamp off. You know what, let's do that again. So I'll retrieve my stamp from the floor, which will give me a chance to not drop it. Okay, so I am going to stamp off once and now stamp on, and I'll show you the difference between the two. That green was strong. I think it was pretty freshly inked. All right, so which one do you like better? That one or this one? I know, completely easy, okay? No contest there. So remember that for every ink pad, you have several shades or tints of the same color. So remember to stamp off and get all the different possibilities from your pads. All right, so there's our You Are Amazing. And you know what, I'm feeling a little sassy. I think we're gonna have to add our donkey one more time. We're gonna add our donkey there at the very back, kind of like a little, hey, you could sign it if you want to, that kind of thing. There's actually a stamp set, a new handmade stamp set in the catalog that includes the copyright Stampin' Up. The angel policy for Stampin' Up is that you can sell your work that you make, your finished cards and so forth, with the Stampin' Up images that are copyrighted, but they ask that you put a little copyright Stampin' Up on your work at some place, maybe usually on the back. And that stamp set here has a couple different instances of it, which give you some good choices. So, all right, so there we have our donkey card. Are you ready for the this or that? I have, in addition to our green color donkey, a Bermuda Bay colored donkey. So What do you think? Do we like the green donkey or the Bermuda Bay donkey better? Is there someone you'd send one to over the other? So let's see what you guys think. Leave a comment. Let me know. Give us your this or that vote. I'll probably set up a this or that post if I get around to it that kind of has both of those things on it with a this or that. And you can say which card you like better. But either way, the Darling Donkeys are super darling, and the You Are Amazing set gives you some really great possibilities for making the most of your compliments and congrats and stuff. It's also a birthday set and a thank you set, so there's lots of good possibilities for it. And the ombre paper, which is part of our designers or part of our celebration booklet. So you actually have until the end of February to get your celebration items. Usually stamp sets are available the whole time because Stampin' Up! Manufactures those in-house, well, in southern Utah, in Riverton. Riverton's where the home office is. They're, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just forgot. Okay, well, anyway, someone will post it in the comments. I've been, Kanab, Utah is where the stamp sets are manufactured by Stampin' Up! So they're right there in Utah too. It's a really cool process. I have some information about that on my blog if you search for it, I think. But in any case, would you like to see another card? Here's another card with the same designer series paper. This one was made by my friend Amy Nicely, and I love the way she used the ombre too. So it really shows off the difference in the colors down here at the bottom. So this is another celebration stamp set too. Anyway, okay, so I like totally lost my train of thought because I get distracted by Amy's pretty card. Anyway, at the end of celebration, sometimes some of the papers or things like that run out. So if you have papers from celebration that are high on your list, don't wait too long to get those, because if they run out, they may not get more, and there may be while supplies last. So anyway, not to worry, you're in good shape. You probably already placed your first celebration order. Time to get another one. So, all right, guys, have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for spending time with me this morning, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Happy stamping, guys. Have a great day.